Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we're going to be looking at the markets. Markets have taken a big downturn, as we can see. I don't expect a lot of people to be on live this morning, but I wasn't going to do a live. I'm not feeling that great. I think I'm coming down with something, but I'm telling my body not to come down with it. So I'm in a fight just now, but we'll just see if there's anybody in just now. There's a couple of people in, so I'll just jump over to the chat area. Who is in? We have David Schwartz is in the house. Welcome to you, Kim O'Brien. Good to see you, Kim. As one of our brilliant admins is in. Mac Paulin is in. George Charles is in the house as well. I didn't expect a lot of people to be in, to be honest, this morning. Everybody with a Christmas hangover and doing what they're doing on the lead up to New Year. Bones 420, be in touch January the 1st, and good morning, damn, hope feel better. That's not that bad, it's just fighting with my body, just tell my body not to have come down with the flu or the cold or whatever it is. Imran Chowdhury is in, good morning to you. As ever, crush those likes, go down the like button and hit the like button just now if you've not done that already. It does help the channel. The channel has been kind of pulled back a wee bit because YouTube were doing a sweep, so the channel has kind of lost a few subscribers. David Schwartz, remember to crush the likes, everyone. Thanks for that. Niles Bull is in the house this morning as well. Okay, we will dive right in and see what the hell is going on. Okay, so we're on the Bitcoin chart just now. That's a weekly chart. It doesn't look good in the weekly chart actually. I like to look at a lot of time frames, but on the weekly chart there is a bull, not a bull, a bear kind of pattern forming, and we can see the flag, the bear flag here, which looks as if it could go down. We need to hold this kind of 3,000 level, 3,500 level. Really need to hold the 3,500 level, or it looks as if we're going down. I know I hate saying that myself, and I don't like these kind of words coming out of my mouth, but because I'm forever an optimist, but even I can see the pattern there. Hopefully if it stays at this level we can get a bounce. If it doesn't, it's not looking good for Bitcoin, to be honest. We'll just look on the daily chart. You can see here all the way down, this is the pole, and we've got the bear kind of flag kind of forming as well, so it looks as if we could go down to maybe 3,300 is the next level if we don't hold this level here. So we need to hold around about the 3,500 level and bounce from there. So not good. So on every kind of chart that we look at, you see the pole here, and the bear, it's already kind of going down as well. So another pole here, and this is a flag. So hopefully it can bounce from here. If it doesn't, we're kind of screwed, and it's going to go down to 3,300 and maybe 3,000. And I said yesterday, if we can get above the 3,000 kind of 900 level, or stay above that, then we're kind of screwed to 3,600. That's exactly what happened. 3,600 now. If we can't hold this, we're going down to 3,300, and then eventually on down to 3,000. However, it is going to go back up at some point. At some point, I was thinking about this. I've been reading again Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a must read. I've been reading that again, and at different stages. I don't know if you read books and you read them over again, because you've changed as a person, you see things differently, or you pull things differently out. So just talking about the basic stuff. What's an asset? What's a liability? Is Bitcoin a liability just now, or is it an asset that we've invested in? In the pure sense, it's still an asset. It's still an asset. Although it's gone down just now, it is still an asset at the moment. In that kind of sense, because we've invested in it. Though it's gone down just now, maybe lost a lot of value, it's still something we've invested in, and hopefully it's going to go back up in the future. Probably 99% sure it's going to go back up in the future, 99.9%. So I still see it as an asset at the moment. Certainly for me it's an asset, because I've taken out more than I've actually put in, so it's still an asset, it's still making money for me just now, even though I've lost most of kind of what I've gained in 2018. So I still see that as an asset. That's a definite must read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you've not read that already. And I read it years ago, but I get something different from it each time I read it. Okay, so that's the markets just now. We'll just go on to CoinMarketCap. Let's pull that over. I like them to be pulled over. So we'll just jump over and see how much we have actually lost. So 121 billion at the moment for the overall market capitalization. We've got Bitcoin dominance going up to 52.5% from 52.1% yesterday. There's only a couple in the green. DEX is in the green, Ender Protocol, Stasis Yours, Mobile Go, Komodo, Theta, DAI, Wax, and they're all. Huobi token is going up as well, very slightly. So there's about 10% in the green, 90% in the red. Cash, biggest faller, 17%. Bitcoin Cash down 10%. Holochain going down again. Dentcoin, Factum, Odom, NEM, Bitcoin SV, Qtum, Tezos, Populous, Chainlink, Bitcoin Diamond, all in the red as well. So it's red across the markets just now, and hopefully we can bounce from here. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, but it's more kind of hope rather than thinking it is going to go up. There's no market indications or technical analysis indications that it is going to go up. But we'll see. Apart from the support, we've got support at around about 3,600 level for Bitcoin. So we'll need to wait and see. Okay, this is all the markets. Of all the markets, and this is volume that's tokens that have traded over $100,000 worth. And we've got Content Box is up 83% in the last 24 hours. Don't really know about Content Box. Just have a quick look. Mobius is up, Arbitrage is up, and a lot of people are into Arbitrage, up 45%. Botos is up, We Show Token, Ender Protocol DEX, seen that. Smartlands is up 30%. Again, for that Scry.info. So there's still trading opportunities out there. And I made 3 calls yesterday and they're probably all down. I think they are all down. VET is still down, is something I'm still into just now. I wish I'd put that stop loss on at 119. So that was a pain in the butt. Right, what's Content Box? And why is that up? So what markets is it on? It's on Huobi. Bitrue. Just look at the charts. Is it a recent one? No, 30th of July. It's been at 2.8 cents, 4/10 of a cent just now. 2.8 million capitalization. I just have a quick look. Blockchain infrastructure for a digital content industry, empowering a decentralized digital content ecosystem. It sounds like Steam It or something. Today's content industry channel, content users, industry players, content creators. Need to have a wee look at that as well. Okay, we'll look at a couple of the ones we've been looking at for a while from Coin Signals. BABB is actually still doing well at the moment, still holding up well. Metamorph is down to 126 Satoshi, not good. Digitex is up, I think. Digitex Futures, yeah, that's gone up. 1600 Satoshi at the moment. I've got BABB, I think it's still sitting at 1011. Still trading in that channel. I've been trading in that channel for months now, but near the top of the channel, so it's about 11. We'll just have a look at the order book just now. This is on KuCoin, 1112, so it's kind of gone up a wee bit. It's gone up 9%. So every Satoshi that BABB goes up, you're talking about 9-10%. So it's between 11 and 12 just now. And to sell at 12 Satoshi is 21 million tokens, which is 2.5 Bitcoin worth. But they've got a buy wall there of 35 million for 3.5 Bitcoin worth for 10 Satoshi. So looking good for BABB just now. Looking stable anyway, so it's not gone down with the market just now. So that's good news. What else were we looking at? I don't think XTRD. That's way down just now. 10 Satoshi, yeah, it's not doing well at all. Xtrade. 13 Satoshi it is. So it's gone up a wee bit. But way down from where it was. 90% down from March, or yeah, it was March. August actually. August. Not good for Xtrade just now. I think that was it. Oh, Howdo. Howdo, how are they doing? Down just now to 380 Satoshi. Not concerned about Howdo just now. They're bringing out their app. just now, very soon, and they'll be onboarding people just now as well. But I expect that to double, kind of triple, quadruple in price as well. So that's the ones we've been kind of looking at. Just go back to chat, see if anybody else is in. Imran Chowdhury, usual suspects here. Yes, definitely. David Schwartz, remember to crush the likes everyone. Oh, said that already, sorry. Thanks for that, David. George Charles, can we clear up the news about having to take our crypto off the exchanges? What do you know about that? I don't know anything about that. George, what's the news there? I always feel like we're in a cozy group, but it is like a cozy group here. That's why I don't want to really change the format. Well, I'm changing the format, but I'm still going to do this, and I'm going to do another dedicated news kind of video as well, just 15-minute dedicated news. Lazier, good morning to you. Mitch Dieter, good morning. Peter J, hey Steve, any news on BABB on LA token? And just that they're going to be listed on LA token. I don't know who's going to be the kind of winner from KuCoin or LA token, but it gives it more liquidity anyway. That's a good thing about being listed on LA token as well. Rob Decker, what do you think caused to recent surge in ZEBI? Cheers. I don't know actually. I do not know. ZEBI. Oh, it's not on here. But it will be on. So it was at 123 Satoshi, went all the way up to 207, so it went up about 80%. So I don't know, to be honest, I've not kind of seen anything there. What caused the pullback? Yeah. High Points Drifter, howdy. Imran Chowdhury, lots of uncertainty decoupling in the stock market is affecting everything in the market. Still was down 650 points, then manipulatively jumped right back up. Plunge protection team's handiwork. Totally believe that. I know that's all conspiracy theory, but I totally believe that as well. It's going down. Stock markets are going down, definitely. Crypto Don Wan, good morning to you, mate. Good to see you here. Jason Ray, hello to you. Tim Gash, good morning. A little late today. We've just recently started. Started just now, Tim. So you're cool. Imran with one chain at 30 cents. That's a steal. Cole Phillips, good morning to you. Aloysius de Klerk, good morning to you as well. Danny Ogilvie, good morning to you as well. Good to see you here. Okay, so we'll just jump into the news. This is one I thought was quite interesting as well. This is from Vin Armani. In the summer of 2012, the investors at Y Combinator, if you've read the book Y Combinator as well, the kind of story of that is called Launchpad, I think. That's a brilliant book, I loved that. But Y Combinator paid $120,000 for 7% equity in Coinbase. 6.5 years later, the value of those shares is $560 million. The next Bitcoin behemoth is as hidden from your view now as Coinbase was to you then. So I think that's a stark kind of reminder for us that there's still going to be players coming into the market. They're going to be absolutely huge in the crypto market. So we have to kind of just watch out for them. I think that kind of hit me there. That was the message I got from that as well. There's still going to be ones, even ones that are in plain sight just now. It could be Tron, it could be XRP, it could be just one of the ones nobody really knows about. It could be BABB, nobody's really talking about, and it just kind of shoots up and it's just worth millions and millions of dollars to people. So that's kind of what we're looking for when we're looking for hidden gems. And obviously, I think BABB is one of them. And a lot of other people think BABB is one of them as well, but we need to wait and see. But it could take a couple of years. If somebody said to me, listen, if you invest, I don't know how much I've invested in BABB, $30,000 in BABB, it's not worth that now, or more than that. If you invest that in, but in 6 years' time, it's probably going to be worth $1.5 million or 2 million. Would you invest? Or would you wait this long? Would you keep on looking at the markets? You wouldn't. You just go, right, okay, if it's going to be worth that much, I'll just put the $30,000 in, leave it, not trade it at all, just keep it there and see what happens. And then 6 years' time, it's worth $1.5 million or 2 million or 3 million. That would be fantastic. That would be absolutely amazing. So that's what we have to think about when we're thinking about long-term investing. Different when you're trading, totally different altogether. But long-term investing, likes of BABB, likes of Metamorph, investing in that as well. That these things in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years' time could be absolutely huge for you. This is something I didn't actually see. Amazon, Microsoft add ontology to software lineup. ONT price down 30% since Christmas Eve. I'm just looking at this just now. So this is about Ontology's blockchain development product. The ONT dev platform has been added to Microsoft Azure and Amazon Oz marketplaces. The service allows users to build and test dApps and smart contracts, and now available on the software stores of the two internet giants. So this kind of news kind of bypassed me. I didn't really kind of see that, but I don't see Ontology as kind of being up just now, and I think Ontology is a brilliant kind of project. But is it going up? No, it's still on its way down just now. So Ontology could be a really good buy at the moment. And that's one of them that we could be talking about here. In a couple of years' time, it could be absolutely huge. 2018, a watershed year for Ripple and XRP. Remember, Ripple is different from XRP, Ripple the company, and XRP the actual token. So this is just talking about how Ripple boomed in 2018, and just talking about the actions of it. I think for 2019 it's going to be even bigger for Ripple, being really honest. Litecoin being the first crypto to sponsor UFC. Follow the rest of the story down below. This is kind of YouTube kind of video, but I'll put all these links for you in the comments as well. This is the story that came out yesterday about Litecoin sponsoring UFC. We kind of briefly looked at that, but I just kind of want to show you that and highlight it again for you. This is me going through the market news very quickly. Analysts say one form of crypto will be left standing. So one analyst believed that most forms of crypto will die out. A lot of us believe that, leaving only one or a few to dominate the market. Bitcoin has lost a whopping 77% of its overall value since reaching nearly 20,000 last December. Press time is trading just over 3,700. Crypto is continuing to trek down. It's talking about that. Time to clean house for one. Markman doesn't quite agree with this. While he believes that most altcoins will ultimately disappear, he's all for the idea of having a single digital currency used by nations. He also believes that eventually organisations like the Securities and Exchange Commission will round up the fraudsters infecting the cryptocurrency space and put them away for good, allowing currencies like Bitcoin to take over completely. And I think that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a clear out, there's going to be a clearing of the decks, so to speak. But I don't think there's only going to be one cryptocurrency. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think we're going to be looking at top 100, top 200, and a lot of them are going to be clearing out. But that will leave room for newer and better cryptocurrencies and projects to come in and actually work on a project, a product, and have a great team behind it as well. But you've got loads of projects like that in the crypto space just now. So it's a kind of do or die kind of situation just now for a lot of cryptocurrencies. That was a daily roundup. This was something I thought was quite interesting. This will be quite good to look at if you're into technical analysis. I think we all should be. I don't like technical analysis long term. Looking at the long term, I don't think price can predict the future at all. So I do not like using TA looking at long term trends. But we have to be mindful that most traders use technical analysis long term and short term. I like the short term technical indicators. But this is a good one. For it wasn't here. There's another. Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. So he's got the bullish patterns, he's got the bearish patterns, but this is the kind of full picture, and he's just giving you patterns here just now. Now the bearish patterns that were going down, we've got another bearish kind of flag here. We've got a bear flag in the market for Bitcoin, and that's what I was talking about earlier on. So we can see that happening just now for Bitcoin, so it looks as if it's going to be kind of go further down from here. So that's what we've got at the moment, but I'll kind of post this for you in the comments as well, and you can look at the signals. It just gives you at a glance what the patterns are. You've got the classic cup and handle there as well at the top, which is a bullish signal. As well, you've got the ascending triangle, as well as symmetrical triangle, and measure up and ascending scallop. I've never heard of the ascending scallop. And three rising valleys as well, which you can see a lot on a lot of altcoins just now, three rising valleys. So I thought this was quite a good one for you as well. And as a trader, we should all know basic kind of technical analysis, and I'm by no means an expert at it. I'd probably say I was basic, I was intermediate, at the bottom intermediate I would say, because I don't pay that much attention. I like to keep it simple and just look at a few patterns and that's it. But that's up to you how deep you go into it, but it is useful to know. Bitcoin miner raked in $14.5 million in crypto using $3 million in stolen electricity, says the police. So a Bitcoin miner in Taiwan was arrested and charged for mining 100 million yuan, roughly 14.5 million, in crypto using NT 100 million in stolen electricity. I don't know how that could, well, kind of do know how it could happen. So the alleged thief set up 17 bogus stores. So here's how the scam worked. Yang would rent a store in a building and set up a phony storefront to mimic an internet cafe or a doll shop. He then allegedly hired electricians to rewire the power supply in the buildings to divert the electricity to fuel his illicit mining operations, and the electricity meters were manipulated so the power usage wouldn't be charged back to Yang's fake stores. So the criminal activity was uncovered after Taiwan's state-owned electricity company Taiwan Power investigated a faulty power supply in one of Yang's dummy doll shops. So $14.5 million he got in crypto and 3.2 million in stolen electricity. Crazy. Mt. Gox is kind of wrapping up just now. The Mt. Gox trial that's been going on for ages. Mt. Gox CEO claims innocent, but how will the courts rule? So it's due to finish in round about March 2019 time, and they're rounding up at the moment. So the 2.5-year Mt. Gox trial is nearing an end, and former CEO Mark Capellas is sticking to his guns, denying the embezzlement and manipulation charges levied against him. So this was a kind of brief recap. We kind of know what's happened here. So they're asking the question, could this happen again? It has kind of happened again as well. Exchanges are now held to extremely high standards of security and accountability, though some bad actors are still making waves. In 2018 alone, over $700 million has been lost from hacks on exchanges, including the Canadian Maple Change hack, which many have called an exit scam. So yeah, it's still going on just now, but this is why we need regulation as well. This is the kind of downside of not having regulation in the marketplace as well. Phishing attack on Electrum wallet nets hacker almost $1 million in hours, a report. A reportedly ongoing hack against cryptocurrency wallet Electrum has seen a malicious party steal about 250 Bitcoin, almost $1 million worth. Commentators reported on social media on December 20th. Subsequently confirmed by Electrum itself, the attack consists of creating a fake version of the wallet that fools users into providing password information. So the hacker set up a whole bunch of malicious servers. Reddit user uNormal explained, if someone's Electrum wallet connected to one of these servers and tried to send a BTC transaction, they would see an official looking message telling them to update their Electrum wallet along with a scam URL. So they've got 250 Bitcoin. We'll have to be really extremely careful out there, everybody. It's just crazy out there, the lengths that people are going to. I've kind of seen that story already. National Bank of Kuwait launches Ripple-based cross-border payments product. So has launched a cross-border remittance product based on RippleNet's blockchain technology, according to an announcement published yesterday. So this was more good news for XRP as well. I'm going to have a look at XRP in a minute. I still think it's time to look at XRP and seriously consider kind of getting into it again, buying it for probably the long term now, to be honest. So we're down to 9,578 just now. It did get down to 9,200, which would have been a perfect price to kind of purchase it at if you're into XRP at all. So we need to wait and see what happens with XRP, but I still think this is going to just explode again. It's already exploded if we kind of look on the day charts. Time we haven't got plenty of time. It's already exploded. We kind of talked about it here, and we kind of been saying for months this is going to explode, and it did explode. It went up 200%. Well, probably more than that. What did it go up? 172%. It's slightly less, and I think the same is going to happen again. So if we're looking on the daily chart, we're kind of bouncing off the 50 EMA. We keep bouncing off that 50 EMA. We've not quite reached there yet, so that level would be around about 8,000, 9,000. So you might want to wait till 9,000 if you're looking to trade XRP or get into it for the longer term. But yeah, I think it's the same is going to happen again. It's just going to take a big leap up, and that's when we're going to see the 20,000 level for XRP as well. Okay, I'll go back to chat. I think I've done all the news. Loyal Tangi, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Really appreciate that, mate. Right, I've missed probably a lot. Imran Chowdhury, Bitcoin Ben made a video talking about proof of keys and that you need to take your coins off exchanges as they're dropping like flies, especially when the stock market really drops. Right, okay, so I need to check that out. Obviously, you shouldn't, unless you're trading, you shouldn't have any of your crypto on the exchanges anyway. So unless you're actually trading, so if you're trading regular, if you're a day trader or whatever, you can keep it on the exchange. Something like Binance, I would say Binance is probably the most secure, I would say, or one of the ones I trust the most. But if you're trading that way, then I think it's fine for trading. But if you're holding it long term, if you're invested in the likes of BABB, take it off the exchanges. Do not keep your tokens on the exchange. We've said that, been saying that for years. Danny Ogilvy has said good morning to you. Good morning to you, mate. G Slick is in the house. Good morning to you. Lord Tangi, good morning to you, and thanks for the donation, mate. Coins may actually be stuck on exchanges due to liquidity issue, effectively a crypto bank run. Tim Gash, I was reading up on Visa buying Airport for 196 million. Could be a massive for XRP. Haven't read that either. There's a lot of news. I'm looking for. I've got Crypto Panic just now. I've got Crypto Panic, but I just feel there's another kind of service out there possibly that could aggregate the news more in there. So I might set up my own feed to kind of aggregate news as well, just so I get more kind of stories. Cole Phillips, there's some serious mixed reviews on Trustpilot about LA Token Exchange, worth a little bit of research before you purchase on there. I wouldn't purchase, I kind of trust KuCoin now. I've been using KuCoin for about a year, just on and off. I've been using KuCoin for various tokens to buy BABB as well when I first kind of got into it. No, I was buying BABB on Bancor. That's when I first bought it on the Bancor exchange, or the Bancor platform. It's not really an exchange. Electroneum is now KYC compliant, 100% from yesterday. Excellent. Tim Gash, I was reading up on the Visa, but right, that was Tim Gash that was saying that. Kev T is in. Good morning to you. Martin and Sonia, good morning to you as well. Any investments in crypto that regret or have died? The only one that's totally died on me, but I got out of it, I've spoken about this before, is Titanium. Remember Titanium, that sleaze Michael Stillaire? Yeah, that's the only one I've ever bought. And that was at ICO stage, but I managed to get out and make a profit actually from that, because I just sensed something was really wrong with him. But at first I was kind of suckered in by him as well. I thought he's really confident. I like this confidence when he was doing the interviews, saying he was going to overtake Amazon Oz and stuff like that. I thought, oh, that's real confidence, quite like that. And then as it went on, I just thought he was a sleaze. There's something really wrong with him. And I got out as quickly as possible, and I kind of made a video on saying just why I got out of Titanium. A couple of weeks later, kind of the whole thing collapsed, and it turns out he was a scammer after all. So that's the only one I've ever got into that's been really bad. There's other ones as well. Can't think just now that's been really bad, that I've put a lot of money into. The ones I don't really know about, they're really speculative. I've only put maybe $500 or something. The likes of ECC, I put kind of money into that. I think it's about $1,000. It's worth about $200 now, but I still see that as a couple of years' time. It could be an ongoing project. It could do really well. So we need to wait and see, but nothing that I can think of. Any investment? EP dump back, Steve? No. I still see BABB as being really good once they get the banking licenses. I still see them as being really good. Obviously, you've not got BABB there. Imran, I believe you're going to see a refinement of the crypto market. Many projects are overlapping each other. Only one out of these overlaps will win out and create new standards in their respective industry. Yeah, I don't see. I think there's room for competition, because people do things differently. Like Amazon's not the only storefront on the internet. There's lots of other ones, kind of storefronts out there as well. So there is room for competition. I think what kind of projects are going to have to do is kind of niche down and just focus solely on one thing. A lot of projects just now try to be everything to everybody, and I think they're going to have to niche down, and that's why I think, and that's where I think there's not going to be as much competition, but everybody's in competition just now because everybody's trying to be everything to everybody. And I think once they niche down and just focus solely on one thing, I think that's going to be better for a lot of projects as well. Long-term investments aren't worried about TA, they're interested in sentiment. You may not get the bottom for BTC, but you'll get close and ride the sentiment up. Don't bother catching a falling knife. Go long. Yeah, I do think that as well. I don't like long-term TA. I honestly don't see the point. I know a lot of people swear by it, but we have to be mindful as well that a lot of people do use long-term TA. So, and that's where we look at the kind of support lines as well for Bitcoin and the psychological levels as well. So we have to kind of be mindful of it. But when you're trading or when you're trying to get into a project, then I just would not be looking at long-term TA at all. A loyal Tanja, stay up for till 1 AM for your show, mate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, loyal Tanja. That is being loyal. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Ajmal, good morning to you. Hound Doggy Dog, do you know anything about the UN being at the Litecoin Summit? I've contacted lots of Litecoin community, but no reply. I don't know anything about that. Never heard about that. Petrova was bad to get into, yeah. There's probably been loads of them that we've got into that were just not good. I love the ones on Binance. We were trading Binance quite a lot and we were doing well on it. What was the one? Zinfin. I think that's still going and doing well. Zinfin was one of them. God, I can't. Petrova was one of them as well. It's kind of going up and down. I can't honestly remember. Cole Phillips, I lost $2,000. Shit. Crypto Dread has just joined us. How's everyone? Damn, I'm late. Yep, we're just finishing up here, mate. 4 AM here in Florida. I'm with you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that as well, Crypto Dread. We'll just go and look at some of what's happening just now. So this is XRP. Look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I think XRP is definitely a buy round about these levels just now. It might fall a wee bit further, or it might come down a wee bit further, but I still think it's a big buy at these levels. Right, BTC. We'll look at the total market capitalization. This is a market capitalization. This was a chart given to me from Jim Garzazzo. He'd seen somebody using it, and I think this is really useful. This is the overall market capitalization for altcoins. So this is without Bitcoin, and the overall market capitalization. You can now chart it and can look at it. You can see it kind of crossed over the 44 billion, and it kind of went up to 686. Is that? No, 68 billion, sorry. But if we look on a bigger scale, the 1 day, you can see how far it's fallen. So it was up at 464 billion, and now we're down to 53 billion. You can see, or you might not be able to see in the corner there, but we're down to 53 billion just now. So on the daily chart, the 7 EMA has not crossed over the 50 EMA yet, so it wasn't a buy overall if you're looking to buy into this. And the last time it crossed over was the 6th of November, very briefly, but you can see from round about May time it's gone all the way down. It's gone all the way down. It's never really crossed over again, and we were looking for a crossover but didn't quite make it, and we kind of bounced. We've seen that as resistance level, the 50 EMA. So we could have seen there, noticed there, that thought, okay, this is going to go down from here. The overall crypto market, you can see it, same story. This is with Bitcoin as well, 119 billion. Okay, we'll just look at some of the winners on Binance. So Enigma is up just now. This is on the daily chart. Be better looking on the 4-hour chart. See, it crossed over there. Enigma at 6,510. It's now 8,012. So, as I keep saying, there's still trading opportunities out there, and this is what I'm kind of looking for just now. Obviously, we're looking for the hidden gems as well. Always looking for hidden gems in there as well. But in a down market, a lot of people have not got a lot of money, so we turn to trading again to make more Bitcoin. Theta has kind of gone up already, kind of jumped about 27% before coming back down, so it's retraced there as well. and just do a retracement. How much did it retrace? It's not gone all the way down to the bottom. So it's retraced at 38% level. So I might get a bounce from here, or come back down all the way back down to retrace 100%. Holo chain. Our holo is down to 12 Satoshi just now. That's gone up, so it's 11.12. XMR is starting to climb up, but it's not a crossover yet. Same with iExec RLC. SIS just crossing over, so that might be a buy just now. That might actually be a good one. In fact, I would probably call it here. I'd probably try to catch it earlier though. So 12.42. Resistance levels for SIS. This would be a kind of live call here. We're coming up to resistance levels just now actually. So where's the next resistance? We kind of have to go further up. So we're hitting resistance levels. So if it gets above 12.50, then Syscoin is a buy. If we get above 12.50, so that could be a good one for today. So Loom. So this is a few of the ones. We'll just look on Binance, Bittrex just now. Not looked at Bittrex for a while. I might incorporate that into the calls as well for next year, because you get some good returns on that. We've got Endor, and see that's on Bittrex. And you've seen that. PAL Network, that's because of the news coming out. A Sequence as well, going up, but you can see it's very bitty on Bittrex because there's not as much trading volume. Melon as well is up. That kind of crossed over at 144,000, now 206,000. So Bittrex might be a good one to kind of trade on as well, between Bittrex and Binance. Okay, we'll have a look at the world stock markets, see what the hell's happening here. Dow Jones. Yeah. For me, it's kind of manipulation. I think the Feds are kind of stepping in here, or the government stepping in, saving the stock markets just now, but I just see it as going down again. Nikkei 250, not doing much. What's happening with the FTSE 100? And that's up at the moment, 88. Let's try and get flags there, that's fine. So that's the world of stock markets starting to go back up again. And everybody's looking at the Dow Jones, really, to be honest, and then kind of following suit. So I don't know, I say it's manipulation, I don't know how it could be mass manipulation like that when all the stock markets go up, but they're obviously following the Dow Jones. So I still think it's going to come down big time, the stock markets. Gene, what about Tone Vays bashing LTC about UFC deal? Tone Vays doesn't like anybody but Bitcoin. And I like Tone Vays. I like Tone Vays' analysis and kind of what he's doing, but it doesn't, anything other than Bitcoin is trash. Anything other than Bitcoin. Ethereum's trash, Tron is trash, kind of Neo's trash. Anything other than Bitcoin is trash to Tone Vays. So he's going to bash all of them, to be honest. Imran Chowdhury, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday, mate. I didn't realise that. Hope you have a good birthday. Oh, that's good. Happy birthday, mate. Aloysius is saying happy birthday. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Loyal Tanji, judge denies Craig Wright's motion to dismiss billion dollar Bitcoin lawsuit. Just got this on Twitter. Just need to look on Twitter. Craig Wright lawsuit. Judge tonight, so it's on Bitcoin News. Just have a look at that. This is breaking news. Good. He's one of the egomaniacs I just don't like in this kind of space at all. The lawsuit against Craig Wright for 1.1 million Bitcoin moves forward. So in December 20, court documents from the case against N-Chain chief scientist Craig Wright explained a large portion of his recent dismissal motions were found not warranted and were denied. Wright is being sued for 1.1 million BTC in a legal case in Florida that alleges he manipulated David Kleinman's family. Bitcoin asset after he died. Kleinman's family believes David and Wright played a role in the early days of Bitcoin, possibly created technology. This posted back when. So I need to look more into that as well. Wright accused of grifting the Kleinman family and transferring David's bitcoins to various international trusts. There's a lot of evidence in that, so that's just breaking news, everybody. Thanks for that. Gene, if I hadn't got cleaned out in 2018, I might have sent you some crypto. Thanks, mate. Buy and hold, worst decision. It was the worst decision ever. If I was a trader back when I first started in June 2017, I definitely would not be in this mess just now if I was a trader. But I was of exactly the same kind of mentality. Okay, I'm going to buy and hold this. It's going to go up. It's going to be fantastic. But what a tube I was. What a tube. So yeah, definitely not doing that now. Trading, buying and holding a couple of like BABB just now. Investing, right? It's not buying and holding, but it's investing in it just now. But again, I could have got out to BABB when the Bitcoin price was up, and could have been up maybe $100,000 or so. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I'd learn to trade, if anything. Or if we're at the very bottom of the market, and this is obviously a bear market, and we're at the very bottom, now would be the time to buy and hold, I think. But it could still go down from here as well. Raul is in. Yo, Steve, it's my birthday too today. Happy birthday to you, Raul. Wow, a couple of people's birthdays today. Excellent. Imran, you need some comic relief in the crypto market. Craig Wright provides that in spades. Love to be a fly on the wall with Roger Ver and Craig stuck in a lift together. Yeah, that would be something. That'd be a good sketch, actually. Talking of birthdays, many projects enjoy your birthdays round about now. Yeah, there will be. There'll be loads of them. Okay, I'm going to leave it there just now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I didn't expect a lot of people to be in. Gino Dowell's just joined us, and we're just going Gino as well, but it's good to see you here, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there just now. I won't be back until probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So have a brilliant new year, and hopefully 2019 is going to be much better for us in the crypto space as well. And we're all going to be millionaires. We're going to go to the BABB Castle party and stuff like that. But just be careful. Be careful out there. If you've got your kind of tokens on exchanges, get them off the exchanges as well. Put them on your wallet, your Nano Ledger, your Ledger Nano S, and just get them stored on there. If you're holding, if you're trading, that's a different story. But have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing. Have a brilliant new year as well, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you in 2019. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.